Hey everyone, I'm Brad Wood and I'm a solutions consultant with Sketch Development. And in this video, we are going to look at how to route ideas and intake items to our delivery teams while preserving important context using both Jira and Jira Product Discovery. These two tools can both support these processes, but they work a little bit differently. We will also discuss some additional use cases where this cross-team routing can be useful. At Sketch Development, we're an Atlassian solutions partner, helping teams with consulting, licensing, and training across the Atlassian toolset. You can visit us at sketchdev.io for more information about the services we provide. So with that, let's start the demo. Okay, so we're going to start in Jira, and let's say we've got a space in which teams can submit ideas or requests. We're going to evaluate that particular item, and then when we're ready to work on it, we need to create a work item in a different Jira space for the team that is going to do the actual work. Well, we can do this, and we can capture field values using automation. So we've got a simple example set up here. I'm just going to transition this to accepted, and I'm going to get a transition screen. And notice I've got this custom field route to team. So I could choose any of my different teams here. I'm just going to leave this on the dev team and then click update. And this is going to transition my original work item to accepted. And then if I give this a refresh, we can see now linked work items is implemented by DSDS-124. I'm going to open that in just a second, but I want to point out that on the original intake item, we've got this tab with intake fields. So these are some of the fields that we asked our requester to fill out. And maybe I don't want to include these on my actual delivery work item, but I want to copy those values. Let's look at that delivery ticket. And we can see automation has added a table in the description field with those exact same fields. We've also got in this request row here, this is just the summary from that original intake item. And this section can be collapsed, so our delivery team doesn't have to look at these values all the time if they don't need to. And we don't need to add those custom fields to our screens, cluttering this up for our delivery team. But if they need those details, we can just expand this here and they will see that in the description field. And again, automation made this nice table for us. And we are also linking these two tickets together as well. So we saw the is implemented by link on the original work item. And then this delivery ticket is implementing or implements that intake item. The specifics of this process are completely flexible. So the transition we used earlier to the accepted status, that could be any status in your workflow, could be escalated, support needed, to really any status that represents work being handed off to another team. The important part here is that automation is routing that work to the correct space and preserving the important context for the receiving team to take action and actually deliver this item. Okay, so let's jump over to JPD next and look at this same process, but using out-of-the-box features. So no automation is going to be required for this. And we're just looking at an example idea here, and we can see that this is in the ready for delivery status. So let's create a delivery work item. We're going to jump over here to the delivery tab, and we've got a couple of options. We can link existing work. So you choose the space and then search for the existing work item, or we can create a new work item by clicking this button. Again, choose your space. I'm going to choose that same space from earlier. I'm going to make this a story. It's going to populate this summary as the same summary as your idea by default. So you can just leave that here. And then I really like this feature. Check this box to embed the idea description and fields into the work item, and we'll see what that looks like here in just a second. So I've got this all set the way I want it. I'll click create, and we'll give that just a second. And now we see that that new work item has not only been created, but it's linked to our idea on the JPD side. We get some additional visibility into the progress of the linked delivery items in JPD. So this right now is just in the to-do status category. It doesn't have any child work items yet, but if I add, let's say, some subtasks underneath that, we would see those here automatically, and we would see the status category, and it would contribute to this delivery progress bar. We can see just one work item. Nothing's done yet. That one item is in to do. If we've got multiples, we would see, let's say, one item in to do, two in progress, one in done, etc. And then we would see that progress bar update here on this work item. And so now, if we go back to our list view, there are some fields you can add to your list view, which are really handy for your delivery items. So if I scroll all the way to the right here, here's that progress bar again. You can see that same information we just saw before. You can also link some existing Jira work items directly from your list view, or create a new work item. And then the delivery status field I really like. So you can see some of these other ideas have some multiple delivery items linked to them, and they're in different status categories. So we just see like a count of those right here, which is really nice. And then some examples where 2 out of 3 of these work items are done, for example, so 67% done, and some other metrics here as well. And then I want to go back to my idea, and we'll go to my delivery tab. And then I want to open this delivery item just really quickly. And let's see what this looks like on the Jira side. So remember, we checked that box to embed the description and those fields from our idea. We can see that here. So that's actually embedded right here. I didn't actually add any values or any information to the description field, but this is just an example of a template that comes with JPD to help your users write better descriptions for their ideas. And so that's been embedded here, and you can see like the info panels here, emojis, things like that. All the formatting is preserved. And then those fields that we've embedded. So those are actually the pinned fields from my idea. You can see the status of that idea is now in delivery. Here's that impact field, and then the problem statement. So you can choose any of your fields to add to the pinned section of your ideas, and then those values will be embedded over here on the Jira side. One other thing is there's this section called ideas, and you can see that idea has been added to this section. And then if I want to add additional ideas to this section, I can add them with this plus button here. So I really like this feature of JPD. Again, it is all out of the box, no automation required. But if you do not have access to JPD, you can use automation to do something very similar over on the Jira side. So with that, let's talk about some other scenarios besides ideation and intake in which a process similar to this might be beneficial. And the first one is going to be cross-team work handoff. So our work is coming from the product team, our support team, or maybe operations, and we'll send it over to platform or engineering teams. Our next scenario, escalation. So we get a ticket from customer support that needs to go over to engineering, and we could use that same automation feature that we saw in Jira to accomplish that. And then compliance and legal review. So we've got a ticket in the security or compliance space, and we need some help from our legal team. We can route a ticket over there using automation, link them together, track all that work, and make those connections between those two tickets and those two spaces. Those are just a couple ways that you can use Jira or Jira Product Discovery to support your intake and ideation processes, helping you route delivery work to the appropriate teams. At Sketch Development, we configure solutions like this all the time to make cross-team handoffs more structured, consistent, and easy to manage. If you'd like more information on these solutions or anything else in the Atlassian ecosystem, please feel free to reach out to me via email or LinkedIn, both of which are included in the description of this video. Thanks again for watching, and have a great day.